What is up, good people? Thank you for checking me out here at The Real Counselor's Corner. As always, you can follow me on all social platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter under the handle at The Real Counselor's Corner. So make sure if you're not following me on at least one, follow me on all. Make sure you do yourself a solid. So I'm here today, public servant. You know what? Take two. Hold on. All right, so I'm here today for a public service announcement, a PSA. I'm here to remind you that this Saturday, which is May the 21st, I'm going to be at the Dugan Community Center, which is in Owensboro, Kentucky. It is on 1003 Omega Street, Owensboro, Kentucky, 40231. That's where I'm going to be this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I'll be conducting part 5 of my Let's Build series. This one's titled The Final Brick. So just to give you a recap for those that may be new to the channel, because I've had quite a few new subscribers, new members to the family that may not know much about the Let's Build series. You know, I have people that just bought the gear and learned about at The Real Counselors through the gear. I heard, people have come and asked me. So you might be new to the family. If you're new to the family, welcome. And for those that have been here from the beginning, man, I appreciate you, man. We're going to keep it moving. So recap part 1. And all of these were conducted in Owensboro, Kentucky. And if you go back to some of my previous videos, you'll hear the story why it all started there. But part 1, we talked about self-love and we talked about foresight. We talked about the importance of before any journey you begin in life, it has to start with you loving yourself. Because when you go through these journeys, it's going to be ups and downs. It's going to be situations where you're going to have something to stand on that's going to allow you to get to the next step. If you don't have something to stand on, you're going to sink. Ooh, look at that analogy. But no, real talk. It starts with self-love, loving who you are. And then once you learn to love who you are, then you start to use foresight. You start to use or you start to visualize where you want your life to go. It all starts with a vision. Everything that we encounter in life started with a thought. This chair I'm sitting on was a thought. This microphone I'm speaking to, somebody thought of this particular structure at some point. So everything starts with the thought, with the vision. So after you learn to love yourself, then you got to look into the future and see where you want to go. So that was part 1. Part 2, I came with, what do we do on part 2? Resilience. The importance of being able to bounce back from difficult times and from hardships. Because here's the thing. You're not always going to be successful. Everything is not always going to be a win. There are going to be many losses. There are going to be many disappointments. And in order to succeed in life, you must be able to take those disappointments, learn from them, get up, and keep moving. So part 2, we talked about resilience. Then I came back part 3 on them, and we talked about discipline. We talked about the importance of having the discipline to stick to your goal. Because remember, foresight, you already seen where you're going with the vision. All right. So now you got to have the discipline to say no to things that are not helping you get there and put in the work, the extra work needed into the things that are going to help you get there. So that's discipline, whether that's getting up, going to the library, whether that is, getting up, going to the gym, whatever you're doing relating to your goal, that's extra. That's all ties into discipline. So that's what we did on part 3. And then part 4, we talked about empathy. And the reason I used empathy, I brought empathy last in regards to the principles, is because after you go through learning to love yourself, understanding the importance of visualizing your future, the bumps and bruises of being resilient, the hardships of self-discipline, then you can empathize with people that are in the positions that you used to be in. You see how it all works? Come on, man. You follow me now? For those of you that didn't, when I said Let's Build, it wasn't just some catchy title. It has a purpose. All right? Empathy builds on discipline and resilience and foresight and self-love. It starts with self-love and it takes you to empathy. Because when you get to empathy, you're able to now empathize with those that are trying to go through the steps that you already been through. Because you've been there. And even when you're dealing with someone that's going through a situation you haven't been through, you can empathize them because you done been through something by now. You're resilient. You done made it to this point. You're resilient. You love yourself. You visualize your future. You can empathize with those that are not there because you know what it's like not to be there. That's why empathy came last. And I ain't done with you because May the 21st, I'm bringing you part 5, the final brick. So let's be honest. You cannot sit here and tell me that what I just shared with you is not something that you wouldn't want your child to hear. You can't. If you are honest with yourself, and you can put any face on the message. If you don't like me or like my face, fine, put somebody else's face on it. But you can't tell me what I just shared with you ain't gonna help build the youth. And this is just a little bit of what I got, just a little bit. Man, part 5. I'm gonna be in Owensboro, Kentucky this Saturday, May the 21st. Man, y'all be there for the final brick. I just broke down parts 1 through 4 for my new folks and reminded the folks that been with the family since day one. This is what we do here, man. We don't play any games, man. We here, we speaking on what's real. We speaking on what these kids need to survive, not only in the school, but in the real world. Because I tell you this, if you can survive or if you can learn how to maneuver through life, then you can do well in school. The principles that I teach, these are life principles. School's a big part of it, but these are life principles. I want you to be successful in life. And if you're successful in life, you're going to be successful in school. That's it falls under the umbrella. Saturday, May the 21st, Let's Build series, part 5, final brick, 11 a.m., 1 p.m., Owensboro, Kentucky, 1003 Omega Street, 42301. 42301. I think that's the zip code. We don't need the zip code. Man, just get there if you're in the area. Final brick. Let's build. Peace.